our veins, sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go Cubby, Son Ranto
with Michael,
Son Ranto
and Crawly,
Son Ranto and the lovable loser. Son Ranto
with Michael,
Son Ranto
and Crawly,
Son Ranto and the lovable losers. Son Ranto.
Bam, 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 bam. Rising up, fights at Wrigley. Hey, welcome to the Son Ranto Show. My name's Danny Rock, and I am one of your hosts of the Son Ranto Show. You just heard the voice of Michael Cotton, and joining us yet once again, crawling back to the Son Ranto Show, with this time with some hot scoops. Crawly's back, and of course, this show is brought to you by our 110 Patreon supporters. Please put hashtag Chance in the chat if you want to win a postcard sent to you by me at Frank Chance. But we got to start right here with Crawly. Crawly, very exciting night on Tuesday. I mean, I was at the game. I'm out in the bleachers. You know, it was kind of an ugly game. I wasn't having a very good time. The Cubs were getting their asses kicked, and I left. And at the top of the eighth, I wasn't feeling the vibes. And I guess there were reasons why, because you happened to film a viral fight that TMZ picked up that was on the news. Like, how many people asked you for permission or not permission to repost that fight?
I lost count, but yeah, some people like TMZ. I didn't even know it was just on there. And next, someone was like, "You're on TMZ." I think I was even on like Gateway Pundit or some weird shit. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, but you know, honestly, I've seen worse fights than that. I don't know why that one went so viral. Maybe it was just because of the optics of it.
It was the tumble. I mean, let me play it for those of everybody's seen it, I think. So I'm going to play it, and I actually put part of it in slow motion. I'll play it at full speed first. Here we go. So there's my Thai guy trying to hold him back, and boom! Down 3 rows he goes, recovers, climbs back up the bleachers looking for more. Red shirt gets in the way. My Thai guy is involved for some reason. And then you kind of got a shot, Crawly, of the guy with his eyebrows split open. It seems like it was done by old Jesus Tumbler. So that was pretty much the part that went viral, is that part where he tumbles down. So do you know what happened? Like, what was that fight about?
Yeah, God, I came down to the game, doubleheader versus the Cardinals. So you already know that's trouble right there.
Uh-huh.
And it was beautiful sunny day.
It was Tuesday, okay? It was Tuesday. Everybody needs to slow the roll. It was Tuesday.
And I get in there, and the crowd was flat. You know what I mean? So you wonder how many people were just like had been making a day out of it. At least 7-8 hour bender. And the Cubs are getting their ass kicked, and I'm bored out of my skull. And I'm like, I told my buddy Andrew, I said, hey, let's just go for a walk, see who's around, kind of hang out. And so I walk and I get to the bleachers, and who do it's my Thai. Hey, my Thai. Hey, kid, come grab a beer, come sit by me. Okay, yeah, no problem. Cubby Rachel's there. The UK
from
Rachel.
England. Yeah, the English people were in town. UK Cubs fan and Cubby Rachel were there. So
right. So we're hanging out, we're having a good old time, and it was funny because we were talking about cup snakes. And someone's starting this cub snake. It's not that, maybe 4 feet high, 5 feet high, nothing big. And apparently everything seemed fine, but then apparently somebody spilled some cub snake backwash on somebody, and supposedly that's how it started. Am I 100% sure? No. I know is,
was it this guy? This is the guy from the video who's got about a 4-foot cub snake that he's working on. Looks like a real
It totally makes sense though. Like, Danny, you have been saying this I don't know how many times. Like, it's chew spit and backwash and garbage and nasty shit falling all over everybody.
you didn't predict this, but I mean, if that's what started
Fights
it,
break out over this shit all the time.
And so yeah, all of a sudden it just erupted, and I had my phone. I was tweeting, and I just put on the camera and video, and I'm like, let's see how it goes. Mai Tai obviously tried to kind of de-escalate it. It was already happening by the time Mai Tai jumped up there, and he was trying to prevent it from going worse. And so the one guy that you saw got that gash right above his eye.
Yeah, I got a picture of him there.
Yeah, he had that nasty gash above his eye, and then
he's going to need medical attention. I think that's going to require a few stitches. You can see it above his right eye there. He's in a chokehold. That's another fan holding him in a chokehold, isn't it?
Yeah, it was all fans kind of policing it at first before the red shirts came. And I think at first because like with Mai Tai, he's just a guy in a Cubs shirt. I mean, like with the adrenaline at first, I don't think they recognized him as much. And then they're just trying to get people out of the area. You know what I mean? And
that is good though, in a sense that, like what you were saying, the Cubs fans there were a lot of people trying to, stop that shit from happening.
Yeah. And that was the good thing. But the one guy, he looks like Charlie Manson, the one that took the tumble. And
can I play it in slow motion real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Check this out. So there he goes, and down, boom, 2, 3 rows, almost a 4th row, but there's a fan there. And then I just love the guy with the cups, the guy with the cup snake. It's
just standing right there, like
just protecting it. Like he looks like a sentinel, like standing there like one of the Queen's guards.
You think he thought, oh, when this is all over, we're really going to get this cup snake going?
Yeah, I truly think that guy was really heartbroken that the cup snake didn't happen. Like, he doesn't give a shit about anything else other than the cup snake didn't happen.
He's like, I spent $43 for this seat so I could do this cup thing, man.
We had some underage kids. Well, this very same night, we had some underage kids. I don't know if that from the look of that guy's mustache, he looked like an underage guy too. But we had some underage kids coming over and politely asking one of the red shirts in our row whether or not they could make a cup snake under the age of 21, and would it be okay if they played with cups? So now you got teenagers showing up, and they're probably drinking the backwash and dip spit before they make the cup snake just to get a little buzz.
I'm just telling you, I think that the guy, the Charlie Manson guy, I think he was on something else other than booze. I think he kind of had some booger sugar or something, because he hit hard. It was boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden he just popped up like it was nothing. Like it was either, some sort of,
remember the PCP days that,
right.
Like they were like, yeah, there was like 9 cops out and he broke out like the Incredible Hulk and went running down the street with no pants.
It was just adrenaline. I mean, I don't know. I've been in weird situations like that, and you fall down. I don't know. And Danny's seen me fall down. Didn't faze me one fucking bit. It's not until the next day that you feel that.
But it was just so, like, I can't believe how he just popped up. I mean, he hit hard. Like you heard it. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Like, oh man, I thought his head was gonna split open.
He was a big dude, but I think his head, I don't know. I haven't watched it, slow motion like Danny likes to do it. But
yeah, well, let's watch it one more time.
It's possible his head just doesn't.
There he goes.
Let's see.
Boom, bong, bong. No, it's like his hip hits.
It's possible his head didn't actually hit the ground, because if his shoulders are on the bench, his head might have just snapped back, but not actually hit the ground. And then he just kind of flipped over it. I don't know.
It was bizarre. But here's the thing, man, is that I know some guys that work at security at Wrigley, and that wasn't even that was just one. I had the video because I was right there. There was other shit. And the funny thing is, TMZ took my stuff, put it on their website. And then what they ended up doing is they went and looked at the arrest records. And that neither of those guys were. It was somebody else. I don't know the person that got arrested, but I know of the situation that they got arrested of, just absolutely like some drunk girl, and she was out of control. And so like she's the one that got arrested. Those 2 guys, neither of them got arrested. I don't know what the consequences were for that. But here's the thing, guys, and a lot of us have complained about it, where they keep offering that college student special. It's like a $10 ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
And so shit, $10, you get the ticket, you come in. And the other thing is what we were talking about earlier is the cup snakes. Is that, it's like it's a lose-lose situation because you take them away, everyone was pissed about that. You let them stay, then people are gonna get pissed about that. But between people getting spilled on and fights starting and cups going on the field, it's just time to end this stupid ass tradition.
Yeah.
It's not even a tradition.
Captain Kobo writes in, says, sorry he couldn't help, that he was on a street, across the street on a rooftop. Yeah, but I was told you could leap a single.
Why is he wearing a cape then?
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to leap from the rooftop into the stands and chop a cup snake.
But if Captain Kobo could really do that, he'd never pay for another ticket. He would just jump across from the roof.
He shouldn't have to pay for a ticket anyway. Yeah, well, it was Dominic Galore asked if I would play the penny whistle backwards. I had a little fun with the video here. I got a couple things to show everybody. I saved one, but this fight he tumbles down the bleachers, but it looks way better when he's going backwards up the bleachers. It's like, check this out. See, now it looks like he's just joining a scrum.
Yep, he's jumping into it, but he did it with style. He rolled up those stairs. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was just a weird night, and you kind of knew something was like I said. I always think about like stuff. Nobody died or anything like that, but like when you hear people like, have you ever seen that movie Gimme Shelter when they talk about the Altamont Speedway concert and shit? Sometimes just the vibes are all wrong, and just like I said, it was just a very bizarre feeling throughout the evening.
Yeah, I made another video that I didn't put on Twitter, but do you remember the video I had of Tatsuya, my Japanese friend, taking his first shot of Malort?
Yes.
Well, I meshed the videos together, and so check this out. So here's Tatsuya.
This is all Danny's been doing. He didn't get any work done today.
I didn't go down to the game. I was just like, no, I didn't. But check this out. This is pretty funny. But he's got it. Tatsuya takes a drink and boom! And he pushes him down the bleachers.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So
now I do gotta say, I've partied with Japanese people. The proper toast, Danny, is kung pai.
I found that out after. No, I did everything wrong during that toast.
Yeah,
like,
so it's,
I told the Japanese guy that I was going to tell him the history of Japan. I did. Yeah, you watch the original video. I'm just
what did you say on the video? You said bonsai, but it's kung pai is the shot, right? And then I'm looking at the video and I'm like, the guy's rinsing like it's mouthwash. I mean, like I wouldn't do that with any liquor. Like,
that was the problem. You could see when he puts it in his mouth, he holds it there.
Yeah, it goes to the side. Show it again real quick, Danny. Watch how he swishes like it's mouthwash.
Well,
Malort mouthwash.
I can do you one better. I'll find the video real quick of just him, so you can see it just like that. Because I have the Tatsuya just going slow mo. It's going to take a moment to upload, but
Danny's going to get the best director.
Miguel Esparza is commenting, and I want to thank Miguel for his hospitality on Tuesday night. Working a double shift, man, and still just being kind to everybody. Absolutely awesome. So love Miguel.
Yeah. Hey, Miguel. So here I think it's processing. It's about to go live television, people. But all right, here we go. Tatsuya in the slow mo.
Banzai.
Takes the shot, and there it goes. Here we go, slow mo. He tried to hold it in. It's all over his child.
It never made it to his throat. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think he really could say he drank Malort. Bad news though. I think, all right, so those guys came in, and I think I said on the last show that Yuka, his wife, they're stuck in the United States because they had to take COVID tests and she could not go, but she tested positive. So,
oh no.
Yeah, way to go, USA. Just like typical, these guys, they come here and they get COVID. Well, then the baby and Tatsuya were negative. Well, Tatsuya just turned positive. So now that pushes their clock back. He's got to get back to work. He's just stuck in the United States with COVID at a freaking extended stay America out in the suburbs. And I think it all happened at the Nisei Lounge. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We killed the guy. We gave him Malort and COVID that day.
Oh my God. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
just-
That's what they call the COVID handshake.
that's the Chicago. That's the Chicago high five.
I mean, that could be a good. That could be.
A
That
shot
could be
of Malort, a drink of old style, and COVID.
but that could be the next Nisei Lounge challenge. Is how often can you rinse and still swallow a shot of Malort?
I could do it. I kind of like it personally. I mean, I told them that I do like the taste. I drink it on ice sometimes. I drink everything on ice. Like, judge me here, but this is red box of wine on ice, just like Dad used to drink. And seriously,
Wait,
it's pretty good.
Which part are we supposed to judge there, Danny?
I don't know. Yeah, take a
box
pick,
of
like,
wine on ice cubes.
A box of wine is good now. I don't know if you heard. Ever since Real Housewives of Orange County, we're allowed to do this.
I can't wait till somebody. I want them to bring out like a box of beer. Give me a box of beer. I'll pour it in my own glass. I'd be happy to get one of those.
I just realized Corey Furlong points out that I forget that everybody doesn't. Everyone remembers that I don't pronounce the T in Malor.
Malor, Malor, LOL. Yeah, it should be like Malurt. Yeah, because it's got that double O, and I think it makes more of a
Yeah. So there's a hilarious video about your people around the world trying Malort for the first time, and someone goes Malort, and I just kind of like started doing that, and that's why I kind of it's stuck now. I can't stop doing it.
Yeah, you Frenchify it. It's like when my mom goes to Au Bon Pond. She's like, she all of a sudden like does it in a crazy French accent. She's like, let's go over there to Au Bon Pond. And I'm like, Mom, jeez.
Yeah, Crawly's just out there. Crawly's out there getting drunk. Like, the T's are silent, but Malort is buzzing.
Well, now that Pat's made it into the Cub Hall of Fame, maybe they'll retire that, the Iowa one. But
yeah, Crawly, I did want to ask you. We have it in our middle section, but I don't mind doing it now. But instead, because I did want to ask you, because I know you got to take off and you're not feeling so hot, but got a little back to school cold from the kids, probably. But yeah, I mean, what Pat Hughes, obviously awesome. I really was. I mean, I wish they were saying you're in the Hall of Fame, but you get in the Dinky Cubs Hall of Fame
instead of our Hall of Fame, which
they just made up last year.
We went to it, and Corey Furlong's asking where is it? It's underneath the left field bleachers.
I'll show some pictures of it. It kind of got these like dinky looking plaques.
So what's amazing is that they have Joe Tinker, Frank Chance, and Johnny Evers. They are not together.
Yeah, they didn't put Tinker, Evers, and Chance next to each other.
Like, how do they not do that? That's like a slam dunk. You just stick those. Even the Hall of Fame put them all in the same class.
So, yeah, Pat Hughes got in, though, and told him on air. It was a nice moment, though. It really was.
Yeah,
he seemed genuinely taken with it. Like, it really meant a lot to him, and you could really tell it when he was talking to Crane Kenny and but what I loved, the best part was with all that emotion, he was still trying to call that game. Shambi would have been like, fuck the rest of the game. Let's all go get drunk. Just
I'm taking my award and getting out of here. Yeah.
And it's funny because you rarely see Pat speechless. And there was a moment where he kind of had to gather himself a little bit. So obviously a well-deserved honor. And that's kind of why they built the Cubs Hall of Fame where they have it. Could it be better? Of course it could. But for moments like this and for Pat and his family, it's going to be a huge honor. So that's exciting. Obviously, you have Jose Cardinal, and that was kind of a cool where Eddie Vedder revealed it to him. Jose,
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. He sent him a video. It was like a FaceTime. They were FaceTiming each other, and I guess Eddie was recording it and kind of let him know that he made it into the. He was the one that broke the news.
Wait, did the Cubs pay for a cameo?
Maybe
they called up. They spent $10 to get Eddie Vedder to do a cameo for Jose Cardinal.
Well, let's talk about Jose Cardinal because I mean, Hall of Fame. The numbers aren't really there. I'm going to put up his numbers here. This is from Baseball Reference. He was on the Cubs for 6 years. He had a 296 batting average, 363 OBP, 424 slugging, 787 OPS. It was 14% better than the average player. the teams were mostly terrible. The highest they finished all those 6 years was second. Mostly it was towards the bottom of the league. Is Jose Cardinal good to be in any Hall of Fame? I mean,
Well,
I don't mean to be.
let's kind of talk about this idea right here. Okay. First of all, the Hall of Fame when you say Hall of Fame, that's Cooperstown, New York.
Right.
Jose Cardinal's not getting in there.
Hall of Fame.
And what they're saying is there's this argument that MLB's Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, is too restrictive. Okay. And so that's kind of where something like the Cubs Hall of Fame, no, Jose Cardinal does not belong in Cooperstown, but for a generation of Cub fans, you know, he was a hero, you know, and there's a lot of guys that are like that aren't Hall of Fame, but probably Hall of pretty good. And guys that meant a lot so that one day, like that's the thing is the Cubs have been so 69, nice, 84 centric, and now 2016, but it ignores a whole bunch of players within those time gaps.
Well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, the word fame has nothing to do necessarily with your production on the field. I mean, Jose Cardinal is he's one of the most famous Cubs.
Well,
ever. His
a lot of
name's still
people
remembered.
are pointing out Shannon Gast says Jose had good hair, and Roberto Ramos, aka Captain Cubbo, it was the fro, biggest hair on the Cubs ever. And Bernie points out it's Eddie Vedder's favorite Cub, as he is Michelle Obama's favorite Cub of all time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot has to do with his personality and him coming back to the Cubs and being at CubsCon all those years. And
yeah, and that's why I think, you know, some of these guys, while their playing career may not necessarily hold up to, you know, what they're trying to do with the Cooperstown Hall of Fame, if you're looking at fame, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of guys that could get in that. I mean, I'm sure Milwaukee put Euchre up on their Hall of Fame because, I mean, fucking Euchre was more famous after baseball than he ever was playing baseball.
Mr. Belvedere alone.
Right.
but he was on the team and you know, he's the guy everybody thinks of if they are to think of a brewer.
Yeah. Well, and then the last guy, unless you have something else to add about Cardinal, but the last guy, and we've been waiting for this for a while. We've been beating the drum on it since it really just smacked us in the face. Like what a terrible miscarriage of justice it was for not having Buck O'Neil, not only not in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but how did he not make it into the first round of the Cubs Hall of Fame either? Like it's, you know, and to me, Crane Kenny was on the TV talking about it. And to me, he sounded like he had just read Buck O'Neill's Wikipedia and was just up there being like, and he did this, and he was with the Royals and the Monarchs, and he's great, and we love Buck, and like he had just heard of him 2 days ago.
Right. Yeah.
I'm very curious if there's something between the Cubs and the Royals where the Royals just say, I just don't understand because Atlanta and Chicago both celebrate Greg Maddux. I don't understand why when he never put on a Royals uniform in his life.
No.
So
Yeah.
why do the Royals get 100% of all, to me, if anyone should be celebrating and doing more for Buck, it always should have been the Cubs.
Always. Well, I heard a little story at the Nisei Lounge a couple of weeks ago from a friend that was at the Club 400
Story
party.
time with Danny.
Yeah. But and that is, and I'll repeat it. And this guy claims to know the story of what happened there. Whether it's the whole story, I don't know. But Buck O'Neil was on the Cubs payroll until like 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever was looking through things at the Tribune or higher up there at the time said, why is this guy? And they were paying him like $5,000-6,000 a year, maybe 10, to be like an ambassador for the team, which he was more than that. He was a scout. He brought Lee Smith to us. There's a lot that Buck had been doing. And they're like, well, is he really a scout? No. Well, they cut him at that point. And it could have been that there was bad blood between Buck and the Cubs because of that getting cut. Now, I don't know why they wouldn't just keep paying the paltry amount they were paying him, but that's what the guy told me, is that it was that moment that it ended.
But okay, Buck's been gone a while now, unfortunately, and there's no reason that
for that matter, the Tribune's been gone a while,
right? And so basically, you can. I guarantee you that if you would have asked either Bob Kendrick or if you had asked the family of Buck O'Neil, is it okay if we, the Cubs organization, honor Buck O'Neil? No one would have been saying like no. And sometimes it's better to make something right, do the right thing. That's all you got to do. So
They still haven't, by the way, in my opinion. I
Right,
mean, all
right.
they didn't even announce the fact that his daughter came and threw out the first pitch. And was that his daughter?
Yeah, everything was like little blurbs. Like so when he made the Hall of Fame, the Cubs redid the flag. So there's a Buck O'Neil flag on the first base side, a blue one that says O'Neil on it. And every Hall of Famer has one that goes around the exterior. I think they that was like
up on the
2021.
grandstand. You can see it from the bleachers.
Yeah. And so, but when you're walking around, you can walk around the outside of Wrigley now, the exterior, foul pole to foul pole. That's where you see all the flags and it's up there, but there's never been any like big dedication or fanfare or anything like that.
Well, and I mean, honestly, as we've said on this show many times, they need to just retire the number 53. 53 is not a fucking number that people are wearing all the time. Anyway, nobody's even going to notice if it gets retired. But, I was just there and I looked at the flags, and you got Jackie Robinson, of course, is flying on the left field flag. It's the fourth flag over there. The right field flag only has 3 flags. I mean, just symmetry wise, it's got the perfect spot for Buck to be on the right field in the same spot as Jackie the other way around. Jackie's in the right field and Buck could be in the left field in the same spot. You know what I mean? So like when you looked, you would see Jackie's 42 over here. And then over here, you'd see Buck's 53 at the bottom of the row of flags.
Well, he's going to have to share the number, unfortunately, with Wellington Castillo, who wore it from 2010
Beef
through
Castle.
Yeah, the Taylor Davis from 18 to 19.
Terry E. writes, Buck played for the KC Monarchs. Yep, and he managed them as well. But again, when you talk about his legacy in MLB, as far as, again, being the first African-American coach, that's with the Cubs. Scout with the Cubs. He drove Ernie Banks to sign his contract with the Cubs. He literally taught Ernie Banks that the persona of Ernie Banks came from Buck O'Neil. He's the one that when Billy Williams was going to quit baseball, he literally left the team. They sent Buck O'Neil down to get Billy Williams and convince him and drive him back to minor league baseball.
And these stories are only told by us on this show. Like, that's it. Like, we had... Well, we had Bob Kendrick on the show, and that's where we found this stuff out. The Cubs have never done any of this stuff.
Lou Brock, Lee Smith. Yeah. The list is endless of what his contributions are, both to the Cubs and to baseball. And that's why, yes, Kansas City Monarchs, but, when we talk about MLB, the only, I got a picture of Buck O'Neil wearing a Cubs uniform, and that's the only MLB uniform I ever saw him in.
Right. And I get it. Like, yes, Buck was from Kansas City. And he was, the Negro League Baseball Museum is Buck's museum. It is, it was developed and it is there. They're doing the new edition, the Buck O'Neil, like the center. The center that they're doing for him. He is absolutely tied to that. And Kansas City has picked up on that because they are tied to the Monarchs.
Well,
right?
Yeah, you can have both though.
But
the hell?
Right. But there's no reason, but that's what I was getting to. But he was never necessarily a part of their organization, except for as maybe a fan. I know
he's got a seat there. They have a special Buck O'Neil seat that is reserved for him, or
and you can do that. He's color. From your town. You got a famous person from your town that's as important to the entire game of baseball as Buck O'Neil. You do stuff like that. You don't fucking ignore him like the Cubs do.
Yeah. Well, the wrong is being righted little by little. I wish it was happening in a different way and better, but hey, I feel pretty proud of us for like at least beating the drum as much as we did. Not that we have any part in it, but at least making the Cubs try to do something.
There's 109 extra people out there for sure that know the story of Buck O'Neil with the Chicago Cubs.
So. Yeah.
And here's what I will tell you is that they do feel pressure. They hear it. And so not saying that because of the Son Ranto show, but just when they start hearing things and all of a sudden there's a lot of pushback, eventually you kind of get cornered into doing the right thing.
Yeah. Trust me, Crawly, we know they're listening.
Yeah,
I-
we know they're watching.
I fixed Dexter Fowler back in fucking 2016 when I told him to move his ass back a little bit. Then he went to the Cardinals and moved fucking forward again, and you saw what happened.
And you did a good job, Michael, of ruining my trivia contest. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. So that was funny. So that was at the game the other day,
Sunday,
the
yeah.
Brewers game.
Club 400 party.
And yeah, so Danny said that they're going to be on the balcony, and I thought he meant the upper balcony, and I didn't see anybody over there. Then I go walking over there, and I can't see you guys because of the tree. So, and so you're blocked. So
We're on the lower balcony.
Yeah, you're on the lower balcony, and I'm
Crawly's outside.
I'm up in the bleachers, and I can't see people because of the tree, and all I can hear is somebody's doing some sort of fucking trivia thing, and they ask, who had 191 RBI, which I absolutely know the answer to. So I just scream from the bleachers, Hack Wilson. and then I immediately get, we don't need your help up there.
Hey, beat it down. Shut up. We're doing trivia down here.
And I know it was Mike either. So we were sitting there, and I was doing man on the street stuff, and then we had a trivia contest where you could win prizes. And we had a little kid in the contest, so we kind of made some of them easy and let his dad help him out. And then but there's Ryan Cox actually we saw, he was with us at the bleachers the night of that fight. He was at the Club 400 party, and so it was him versus the little kid and the dad. And so I would purposely give Ryan kind of the much tougher questions. And so Michael ruined it, but it's all good.
So
I'm still waiting for my prize.
We talked about it for next time. We're gonna have a t-shirt cannon just so over the bleachers.
There we go.
Yeah, you can throw it. You can hit them all the way into the ballpark. Then I don't know.
Yeah,
those things could shoot like to the upper deck if you get a good one. Yeah.
We'll shoot them by the juniper bushes.
That would be awesome if you sat over on the rooftop and shot them into the left field bleachers.
Yeah, we'll work on that. And those of you that went, I know there were some of you here that went. It was amazing. And those of you that could not make it, hopefully next time we're definitely gonna do it again.
Absolutely. Well, Crawly, thanks for coming on. I'll let you go, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk about this Cardinal series and the new Cubs schedule. What a schedule did they make this time?
I'm getting out of here before Michael starts yelling. My ears are already stuffed up.
Oh my God, it is.
We'll talk about it.
I'm going to go do a shot of Malort, and everybody take care and Spagog.
Well, you're kind of sick. You might want a little tea.
Exactly.
No, Malort kills the germs.
No, I'm saying you
not.
need tea.
That's how Tatsuya got COVID.
Tatsuya didn't drink it. You're not supposed to spit it out.
We'll be
If you
right
had
back.
drunk it, it would have killed everything inside.
We'll see you later. All over Chicagoland, there are thirsty, frazzled, overworked Cubs podcasters who are struggling to survive one more baseball season in the dog-eat-dog world of unpaid content creation. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can make a difference. Become a super ranter at patreon.com/sunranto, where your support ensures that poor, sad, pathetic, ugly, loser Cubs podcasters can pay for tickets and beer, and in turn line the pockets of the baseball oligarch Ricketts family. Just $1 a month can buy a scorecard. $5 a month can pay for guitar strings to write a Cubs song. And $10 a month almost buys one beer at Wrigley Field. Cubs content creators are the lowest pieces of pond scum garbage that slither over the face of this planet. But super ranters help them get drunk and screw off at baseball games. What do you get out of it? The Sun Ranto Show delivered to your podcatcher without stupid advertisements like the one you're seeing and hearing right now. Plus, at other Super Ranter levels, you can get Cubs music, access to private Sun Ranto pages, the Ranter calendar, and special thanks and Ranter recognition in our live broadcasts. Plus, eligibility for monthly prizes. What does Sun Ranto get out of it? Your money. For tickets and beer. Go to patreon.com/sunranto. That's patreon.com/sunranto. And become a super ranter today.
And we are back on the Son Ranto Show. I dropped the link in the chat, patreon.com/SonRanto. This show is brought to you by our 110 Patreon supporters, and we thank you very much for being
110 now.
because I think it was Corey Furlong. He had 2 Patreons accidentally, and so now then he got rid of both, and then he just got one back. It's something like that. So it all just that's just kind of how that went. So it really wasn't.
Thank you, Corey, for paying us twice and then not paying us at all, and now
and
paying
he wrote
us
me.
again.
He's like, I just didn't want you to think that I didn't, that you said something that I hated, that I disapproved of, and I had to get rid of my patronage. So things kind of went differently in this game. Or in this series than I kind of thought. Well, they went exactly how you thought they'd go, which is our young pitchers would win their games. The guys you never heard of, but it was different young pitchers than we thought. It wasn't
right.
It was Nesky and Killian. It was Assad and Farrell. Assad in his first major league game pitched well, and then Farrell has bounced around a little bit. He's a little older of a pitcher, but first start of the year for the Cubs anyway.
So, do you know that Farrell had 2 starts with the 2018 Chicago Cubs?
I mean, I might have known that at one point, but that was one of those like pieces of information that I did not need to retain. And my brain was like, nah, that's
I know.
Cool.
I was looking into it because I was like, Farrell doesn't seem to be the guy that we thought was going to pitch in this game. And then I looked and I'm like, holy shit, he played with the Cubs before. I do not remember this at all.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I remembered like when they started talking about him on the radio that his dad was John Farrell, who managed the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. And I was like, oh yeah, now it's all kind of coming back to me that like in the context of all that stuff.
I recognize that, but I guess I forgot that the Cubs made that, like, it was one of those, like, John Farrell was getting fired from the Red Sox, and so Theo allowed Luke Farrell to come to the Cubs as a favor.
Yeah, who knew he was still around, I guess, is I think what we're saying. But yeah, so let's get into these games just a little bit. I mean, Cubs won 2 of them, and it was both those games, the Assad and Farrell games. But game 1, I was at games 1, 2, and 3. The first game was over in about 2 hours, just a little over 2 hours. The only thing that really happened in it was that, Albert Pujols hit a home run that wouldn't have been a home run in any other ballpark but Wrigley Field. Exit velo 99.7, launch angle 22 degrees, projected distance 373. This would have been a home run at Wrigley Field and nowhere else, according to like, would it have been a homer or something like that?
See, you know, and
cut off there.
We talked about this. This dude is seriously, he's got to be he's on some sort of juice. I don't know if he's, taking a handful of fucking greenies before the games or what, but he's doing something and they're letting him do it because it's the end of the thing.
Real quick, we have a special guest just going to pop in here just because I know he's on a tight schedule. We'll get back to the games, but we're going to skip forward to game 3 of this series and welcome Mai Tai guy to the show. We've heard Crawly's side of the story, what happened out there on Tuesday night, Mai Tai. And first of all, are you okay? Did you catch any collateral elbows to the face?
I got a little cut on my face, just inside the mouth, so not too bad. That acid from the Mai Tais heals it right up.
so basically what you're telling me is you bit your tongue while trying to
basically in the scuffle. Yeah, I got a little rough. I clearly didn't take the worst of it, but Tumbles McGillicuddy down 7 rows of bleachers. I'm sure he's feeling really fucking good today.
And I heard you on 670 to the Score just about an hour ago. And that you did a great job, first of all. And I think you represent well, but you put the number at bleacher scuffles at about 30% of games have bleacher scuffles in them. So, yeah. And
well, I mean,
that
is why I say left field sucks.
Wrong, Cotton, wrong.
Well, it sounded a little high to me. I mean, but maybe you're right that like something kicks off
Well, yeah.
somewhere
I
in the
mean,
bleachers.
people in line are bickering. You cut in front of me in the bathroom, on the concourse. Just because they're not filmed, they don't go viral doesn't mean that they don't happen.
You looked at my dick at the trough. No, I didn't,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, you're right, Danny. Absolutely, because anything sets people off now these days.
You
Everyone's so
didn't look at my dick on the trough. I was holding it out there for you, and you kept looking away.
So in your estimation, what started that fight? Crawly thought it was maybe a cup snake that spilled, or
Well, yeah. I went around. I talked to some different people. I wanted to get different perspectives on things, and yeah, basically what the consensus was is these two guys were on the same team, and they were trying to build a cup snake. And in that building of the cup snake, somebody spilled the beer. And that set them off. He's like, hey, bro, what the fuck? We're on the same team. Why don't you go get me another one? Fuck that beer, drink it, put it in the cup. No, fuck you. And now all of a sudden,
Hold on. There are teams?
Well, it was a broad statement. It was a broad statement. There's not a team.
Oh, okay.
We're all the Cubs team. We're on the
Both-
Cubs. We're the left
both Cubs
right
fans.
field bleachers. There's your team, if you will.
At
But-
the end of that video, that douchebag did walk off yelling, "Go Cards,"
Yeah,
for
yeah,
some
well,
fucking reason. Like, what?
that's the thing. You don't always you don't always hear everything too. Some guy 7 rows up says something. You don't see it because he's not on film. You're not close to a mic. But the guy that's directed toward, he'll hear it.
I will say, one thing that Mai Tai just said, which, makes me smile, is the idea that he was walking around like Sherlock fucking Mai Tai out there, like interviewing people and trying to get to the bottom of what happened.
just the facts,
Well, I
man,
mean,
just the
that's
facts.
the thing. People ask me the story,
He's
so I
got
want
a
to
pad of paper and he's like, just the facts, ma'am.
Right. Well, listen, people ask me what happened, so I want to make sure I have the correct story of events. You know what I'm saying? So I can only go about what I was told and what I know from a personal standpoint. So again, I'm going to go ask around. What did you guys hear? What did you guys see? And that helps me formulate a better idea of what actually happened. It's like being a judge, your side, their side, and the actual truth.
Well, and we should be clear that I mean the protocol. If you spill somebody's beer in the bleachers, I mean maybe if there's only a quarter of it left, you're
Right.
gonna not care. But if you spill somebody's full beer and it was your fault for kicking it over or for being a klutz and for knocking into the guy, you are responsible for going and buying another beer for that
Right.
person.
I think
who you-
80% full is the line. 80.
Yeah.
You got an 80% full beer. After that, after 70%, you've had your fill, man.
I'm
These are the
telling you,
birds.
Mai Tai out there with his notepad and he's writing it down like the beer was how full?
Hey, man, someone's got to do the tough jobs. And I'm happy to do it myself.
It's
That
like
would be a great skit, though. That would be like Bleacher Cop.
Yeah, right. Detective Mike.
Mai Tai, Bleacher Cop.
Everything but the badge and the radio, right, guys?
Well, exactly. He doesn't play by the rules. He's Mai Tai guy, Bleacher Cop.
Well,
We have
since
to
we
make
got
this
Mai
happen.
Tai on here, I'm going to share my TFC here early because we got this from Seth Kennedy. Mai Tai takes baseballs from children and punches from drunks.
I'm a little punch drunk myself, so watch out.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, Mai Tai, and sharing your. I know you're at work right now, so you're
Yeah,
sharing
thanks
your.
for having me, guys. I'm sorry. I hate to. I'm sorry. I already put you back 45 minutes here, so I really apologize about that. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your understanding, and I'm glad I could make it when I could.
Oh,
It
we're so glad to have you on.
Yeah,
Thank
it worked out perfectly. Well, thanks for coming on, brother, and we'll see you back out there in the bleachers.
I'll see you out there on Kenmore, guys. Be good.
Yeah, take it easy.
So, so that's a second a second call for that. It was indeed a cup snake related incident.
I
from
like how you
Magnum Mai
just
Tai.
delivered that like a fucking news anchor on the spot. That's
Indeed,
the
it
second
was a
confirmation that it was indeed
indeed.
a cup snake.
From Chopper
incident.
69 and our Eye in the Sky. So, yeah, we can get back to these games if we really want. What I want to get back to is Albert Pujols hitting the home run in the basket. That wouldn't have been a home run anywhere else. And how a couple days later, I'm listening to the radio and Zach Zaidman was interviewing the Cardinals radio analyst and was talking about how since the All-Star break that Albert Pujols has found a new speed, and it was because of the confidence he got from the home run derby and being appointed to the team by Commissioner Rob Manfred. And that vote of confidence just put the wind at his back. And he's like a brand new spry Albert Pujols. That is what the guy said.
Well, I mean, come on.
Oh, I know. Come on, indeed.
We know that Zaidman is just fucking yanked up on goofballs all day long anyway. That's why he can't moderate his fucking voice on the radio.
Yeah.
So to him, he's like, that's normal. Like Pujols isn't doing anything special. He just, a little pat on the back from Rob Manfred.
The other thing I wanted to bring up about this game, the game one that was won single-handedly by Royd Boy, is that Harrison Bader, who we used to hate and we probably still don't like him, is now on the Yankees and he's on the IL. And that's who they traded for Jordan Montgomery, who pitched a Maddox against us.
Yeah.
That's who. And now look at him. Here's old Harrison Bader, lovely golden locks springing from his hair. His head.
I didn't even think about that. He's got to cut his hair, doesn't he?
Yeah, that we used to remember we used to hate watching him. And who's the other blondie they got on the team? Carlson.
I think there's like 4 of them. They they have a little factory of these assholes.
They do. Exactly. So there he is with his lovely golden locks that we used to hate. Now there he is on the Yankees, just looking sad. Just looking
oh my
like
God.
Yeah. This night, like, you can see why it really the hair that he used to have really brought attention away from his Neanderthal forehead.
That's why he used to wear the bandana. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, no bandanas on the Yankees. You put that sweat in your eyes, son. Like Mantle did it. So anyway, Jordan Montgomery, who got traded for an injured Harrison Bader, who now has no hair. He 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 100 pitches, one hit.
One hitter.
Shout out to Christopher Morel. It's my dude.
Yeah, here, I'm going to read
Only
my
hit.
poem for this one. I'm not doing a poem for all of these, but I like this one. I like the fight game, so.
Okay. This one in the fight game we'll do.
Yep.
Okay, you want some music?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, no, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
In my head, I actually saying these and then I get on here and I fuck them all up, but we'll see if I can do it. Cubs poem 121, Chicago 0, St. Louis 1. Nothing more disgusting than a complete and total dusting versus a team that should be rusting away into nothing. Morel's a goddamn hero, keeping hits from being 0. Smiley with the bad luck. Jordan threw a Maddox. Pujols got a hit, and that's all there was to it. That's the one. See, I like that one. I was into that one.
So game 2, that one we won 2-0. I mean, Cardinals, for all the offense they had been putting in, they came into town and didn't do shit. Terry E writes in, you could show a movie on Bader's forehead.
I can't talk about that. You all see me with the hat all the time because I'm covering a 5 head.
So game 2, Cubs win 2-0. Caught this one with Dominic Galoro. Thank you for the ticket. It was great hanging out with you. It's he's your neighbor. You guys live pretty close by to each other, not too far.
Dominic Galoro is in Iowa here?
He's on Iowa. And this one was pitched by 2015 international free agent signing Javier Assad, who has had a good year, and he has kind of sprung into, I guess, contention for being somebody that we can maybe use in the future. After giving up a leadoff double to Nutbar and having a little bit of a rough first inning, wild pitch, and somebody on third base, PJ Higgins threw home to Gomes, got Nutbar out at the plate. Each team had 5 hits. Javier Assad's first career K was to Pujols looking on a ball.
That is
it was
nice.
a ball.
It was.
That's okay.
Well,
So-
we've got another ball that was a strike 3 to talk about later that was amazing as well.
Oh yeah, the Arenado ball. Yeah.
No,
that-
the Reyes.
Oh
The
yeah.
Reyes
The
strikeout.
pitching.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, we'll get there. We're almost there. So, I mean, because really not much happened in this game too much. I mean, lot of small ball. Nico drove in Morel in the third, who had singled. McKinstry singled. There's something you don't hear every day. And scored on a Suzuki.
McKinstry had a couple of good games here. I mean, good for him. Not like a real good game, but like showing at least a little sign of life.
Yeah, if we can get him up over 200 batting average, then maybe we could start to talk about maybe McKinstry like ever being anything. But
yeah, no.
So far we're just going to be like, why is he playing every day?
Yep.
Maybe we're seeing why. So got out of a couple jams. Assad kept his cool. I don't know. It was a good game.
I thought my takeaway was that Assad looked like a young Jonah Hill.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I know
Jonah
who
Hill,
Jonah
the
Hill is.
actor.
I know who Assad is. I have no idea where.
When he
like,
when
how
he
you
was
made that
younger and he
connection.
wore the glasses, like I could totally.
Oh yeah, the Wild Thing glasses. And
Yeah.
he's got a little paunch on him too.
If Jonah Hill made a baseball movie where he was a player rather than a front office guy, it would have been
Jonah Hill was fatter than this guy.
There's that middle part, right? Because he was really fat and then he was like thin, and then but there was that middle area that he looked just like Assad.
So then game 3. Now this is the fight game. You want to do the poem?
Oh yeah.
Just to lead us off into it.
Again, I got to try and see if I can read this properly, but we'll do our best. We have some tunes for this one.
Yeah, it's going.
Cubs poem 123, Chicago 3, St. Louis 13. Fighting in the bleachers. Cardinals straight up beat ya. Cubs not looking strong. Samson gave up dongs. Padilla gonna bleed ya. Espinoza gonna show ya. Nato's a whiny bitch. Reyes gets to pitch. Albert isn't hurt. Lean in to get hurt. Or lean in to get hit. Unlucky 13. Killing sweep dreams. See, that shit's hard sometimes.
Well, especially when you've had a few, right?
Well,
we are an hour into the show. I'm sure you've at least polished off one can of beer at this point. But yeah, I mean, this one, it was just bad. I mean, I was kind of waiting for this kind of Samson start to hit us at some point. Like, only goes the 3.1 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Didn't walk anybody, but did give up 2 home runs. The ERA is over 4, which he's climbing towards kind of his regular world of a 4 plus ERA. And then Padilla, who was the 27th man, came in, couldn't do anything. Espinoza kind of made to wear it. Kind of a weird line. A couple hit by pitches. Gave up 1 home run, but he had 4 strikeouts in 3 innings, but he also gave up 3 walks and 4 hits and 4 runs. It wasn't good. Yeah, it was just bad.
Those pitches, though, like, and you, if you were on Twitter, you saw the Cardinals fucking best fans of baseball losing their fucking minds over this shit. Oh, we're gonna, I hope they hit him and send him to the hospital next day. All this stupid shit. Dude, you watch those pitches from Espinoza, they just fly out of his hand.
Yeah, he doesn't know where they're going. Like, that's just what they taught him to do.
They just, I mean, when he throws it, the camera's right behind him, and you see the ball shoot out of the side of his hand, like that woman who was trying to throw the first pitch. Kept throwing it over to the dugout.
It reminds me of like the Dylan Maples thing. It's like the guy's got stuff, but it's just like totally out of control, and the guy he doesn't know where it's going. It's fast. It's interesting. He does get to swing and miss, but I mean, it's just all the over that. What a weird line. Like anything a pitcher could do, he did. He gave up the hits. He gave up the hard contact. He gave up the soft contact. He struck him out. He walked them. Like he hit guys. Like anything you can do as a pitcher, he did. So
I know. He's like, I always wondered what I'd do if I got more than 1 inning to pitch.
Yeah,
Apparently, I do everything.
everything. I do it all. So, yeah, it was not good. Reyes, and now this is, I was kind of sad to not see Franmil Reyes dialing it up there at 90 miles per hour. That would have been interesting to see. But as I said, I got bad vibes in there and I left. And
Yeah.
obviously you see why, because that's right after that's when that bleacher fight happened. It was would have been right next to me, the whole thing. So,
Well, I'll tell you. Okay. So they bring him in, and right away I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's the fucking DH, right? Like they always bring in like a catcher or somebody, it's like this guy hasn't played the field in like fucking 3 weeks. Like, yeah, he can do whatever he wants out there. And that's kind of like I've heard that guys don't really throw as hard. They're told not to throw as hard as they can because that pitching motion is different and you'll
hurt
be
yourself.
sore. You'll hurt, or you could hurt yourself. He's a DH. They're not planning on using him in the field at all. And they're just like, yeah, fucking throw whatever you want. Dude was up there throwing, he was throwing I think they said a 4-seam fastball that had as much, like more spin than 20% of the actual pitchers in the league. Like he was fucking ripping 90 miles per hour up there.
High cheese.
Yeah. I mean, and then fucking Pujols turned into the pitch. And I think he was trying to throw a fucking curveball. It was 71 miles per hour. And I think he was trying to throw like a curveball to him. And Pujols just leaned into that shit.
And they're crying about it. Yeah. In fact,
God.
I'm going to bring one of my TFCs up early here. And that was, Derek Gould.
I hate this fucker.
Yeah, this fucker, the guy who writes for what outlet is this? Like St. Louis Wrigley or something like that? I don't know what it is. So Derek Gould tweets out, Nolan Arenado was hit by a pitch. Andrew Knizer has the bruise on his back where he was hit by a pitch. Dugout took note. Hashtag St. Louis Cardinals were hit by 3 pitches, 2 thrown by Cubs pitchers, the 3rd by the DH. Marmel's thoughts on that? It's not a tryout. And then somebody responded to Derek Gould. They said, Cardinals shall receive 3 competitive balance picks in 2023 as a result.
Yeah, that's, oh God.
So Cubs lost 13-3. Yeah.
And Nolan Arenado, and we're going to get to his fucking getting tossed out of the next game. He is and I was saying this when he was in Colorado. He's a piece of shit. He's such a dick, an entitled asshole. And when he got sent to the Cardinals, I was like, that makes all the fucking sense in the world. He acts just like a young Yadier Molina. You know what I mean? Like he just entitled. Everything is supposed to go his way. He is such a fucking dick. And when he gets hit by a pitch, he acts as if one of these guys is out there literally trying to end his fucking career. Like they all hate him. He is the biggest. He's possibly the biggest whiner in the league. And
he is. I think he is, and I think that's probably why Colorado wanted to get rid of him. But Cardinals, the Cardinal way is to whine, so he fits in perfectly there. They whine about everything. So yeah, this game 4, that's not what this is the one that he got tossed in the 3rd inning, arguing about that because they said he swung, he said he didn't swing. It was definitely a ball, but didn't matter. He didn't really break the wrists, but like, I mean, you kind of broke the plane of the plate. Like it looked like a swing. It just wasn't really one depending on how you count a swing.
Right.
There are different ways to think of it.
It doesn't matter. The bat went forward, right? Like he did make an offer, and everyone knows that is a judgment call on the umps. And 3/4 of us don't know what the fuck they're looking for in the first place. And for him to lose his mind over that is ridiculous.
Maybe he's taking the same stuff that Pujols is, getting a little agitated, a little bit of nose candy before the game.
But here's the other thing. His wife had a baby today. That's why he wasn't at the game. He didn't play today. Maybe he's like, fuck this. I'm leaving. He just like got his ass thrown out of the game in the third inning. He's like, hey, Marmol, I'm out of here, man.
It's
I'm
the
catching
miracle
the
of birth. I'm out of here.
You want me to play right now? Fuck you. I'm getting tossed.
So, yeah, I mean, the Cubs played well, a lot of hits. McKinstry hit a home run. Yeah, you're right. He did have a nice series. We get to Michaelis with his Mr. Hanky stash quite a bit. And Nico had a 3-hit game.
Nico's
the Redbirds looked like shit. I'm sorry. Molina didn't run one out. Arenado got tossed. It just like, I don't know. They didn't look like they were playing sharp baseball.
Look, all 5 games, they were kicking the ball around.
Yeah.
Fucking Arenado, we were saying all over the place because he had 2 really shit errors early on. You know, I don't know. He's the team was just doing some dumb shit out there. Like they were not playing good defense. And I can't remember from the last show, but I think you said they were one of the better defensive teams.
They were one of the better defensive teams, and that did not look that way out there. I mean, the outfield was making some diving catches and things like that, but I mean, and some of these games were super tight. I mean,
that just means they got a bad jump.
The 2-0, the 1-0, you know, those were tight games. The rest of them were kind of shit shows. You know, like today was a shit show. This game was a shit show in our favor. And then the other game was a real shit show when you got Fran Reyes pitching. So, and then today's game, man, it just got off to a bad start. And let me just remind everybody what I told everybody on the last show about Stroman's numbers versus the Cardinals. They suck. 145 plate appearances, slashing 333, 350, 600 for a 950 overall OPS. Corey Dickerson has 3 home runs. Goldschmidt has 3 home runs against him, and he hit 2 today. He's got 105 RBI on the season. Like, Goldschmidt's going to win the freaking MVP again, and we're just all going to have to just suck it up and eat it. It was a bad game.
I saw somebody saying that. I saw somebody saying that Schwarber's going to lose the home run derby to Pujols, and he's going to lose the home run crown to Goldschmidt. And just noting how it would suck for Schwarber to just be beating both those things by Cardinals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what does he care? He's on a red team now too. So, so the only other thing I really, and I don't know, maybe we should save this for Sunday. We were going to talk about the schedule, which is coming up, which is really a dumb thing that they did with this balanced schedule. And I do want to make fun of it at some point.
We could just wait and bring on the guest and talk to him about it, because I'm sure he may have something to say about it.
Well, why don't we take a quick commercial break, and then we'll bring on Eric Wheelo. We'll see what he wants to talk about. We can skip straight forward to Brewers if he would just rather get into this series. But if he wants to talk schedule, we can talk schedel.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave it all up to Wheelo.
Wheelo, you got to decide in this commercial break what you want us to do next. Why don't you talk in the chat and tell us what you want us to do? You want us to talk to Wheelo? You want us to talk about the schedule and who's vaccinated and unvaccinated? You decide here on the Sun Ranto Show. This is like choose your own adventure. We'll be right back. This is a Cubs fan buying tickets from the Cubs. And this is a Cubs fan buying tickets through the StubHub link at sunranto.com/StubHub, knowing that 4% of their ticket purchase will go to the Sun Ranto Show instead of into the pockets of rich corporate douchebags. Buy all your tickets through sunranto.com/StubHub. Don't worry, it won't cost you a single penny extra. It don't stink to click our link. This is an Amazon shopper buying things from Amazon.
And this is an Amazon shopper buying things through the links at sunranto.com/Amazon, knowing that up to 10% of their purchase will go to the Sun Ranto show instead of that cocksucker Jeff Bezos, who will just use the money to go to space. Plus, if you buy all your Amazon items through sunranto.com/Amazon, you could win a monthly prize. sunranto.com/StubHub and sunranto.com/Amazon. Two great ways to support the Sun Ranto show while sticking it to evil corporations who suck. And it won't cost you a single penny. It don't stink to click our link.
Okay, we've got a couple of comments here in the chat. Bill Suga says schedule can wait till Sunday. Bill's got either dinner plans or he wants to go to bed. And Dominic says schedule and vaccine. No need for Brewers Sewers fans. So we kind of we need a I guess we need the tiebreaker here. Eric Wheeler, welcome to the show.
Hey,
You know what? Hold on. Real quick. You know what? One thing, Danny, you didn't mention about that Cardinal series, and I'm sure Wheelo probably has some thoughts about this. What in the fuck are the Ricketts doing? Honoring
Oh, you're right.
Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols before the fucking game. Oh my God. I wanted to fucking this is why we need strong gun laws, because I had to kill the motherfucker today.
Yeah, for those that don't know, that maybe didn't clock in what happened today, it's before the game, the Cubs tweet out that they're going to have a ceremony pregame where Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols, they get a number from the scoreboard, and not Wainwright, by the way, just those two. Like Wayno, like, we don't like you. And so here's a picture of it here. And Dom,
I didn't even think about that, Danny. That is really fucked up that Wainwright got nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Here's a picture of it.
he might not be retired.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
that is true. I mean, if Pujols doesn't get 700 and they keep letting him do steroids, he might not retire either. So
what if they take Wainwright out there and he's like standing there with the number, like, guys, I'm not retiring. And they're like, yeah, you are.
I love how you guys have such a heartfelt, emotional moment for Cubs fans by putting Pat Hughes into the Cubs Hall of Fame, and then you follow it up with this dumpster fire vomit bullshit on your home plate. What, the following fucking day? Like, what are we doing here?
First of all, you got a picture here of David Ross standing there with Pujols and the number 5, his number, and then Jason Hayward, who we haven't seen in 17 years.
He was in Rome the last time we saw a picture of him.
He was like at the Trevi Fountain, like with his freaking wife, and now he's like standing here
gelato.
With yeah. So I don't know.
He should be the one. He should be the one retiring. Let's be honest here. Of those 3, he is the worst player on that field of those 4.
This was the
There's
perfect
no doubt.
opportunity for them to give Hayward his number.
Yeah, just go home, wave to the fans, and leave.
Yeah, so it was a sad state of affairs, and I felt like it got us off to a really terrible start. Now, the fans hate it, and here's the thing: if I was there, I would have booed. I would have booed. And like, that's what and I'm sure they did. I did not hear what happened. I didn't see them replay it. Did you see it at all?
No, because it was like pregame stuff. And I mean, technically I was working.
I just saw the 54, which I can only assume is what you owe Hayward next year. You know,
$54 million.
Yeah, $54 million.
So, I think we will save the schedule stuff to Sunday, but because there's a lot to go through, I think, but let's just put it this way. Everybody take a look at the schedule and I just want to bring up a couple basic things, and it has to do with the Brewers, which is why I want to bring it up. We start the year with the Brewers and we end the year with the Brewers. But we do not see the Brewers for 3 months of the season.
Yeah, because it's 13 games now.
Yeah.
They took away 2 full series.
Because it's important we play all the teams, guys.
balanced schedule.
We have to play everybody.
And what blows me away is
Participation trophy.
I've been saying for years that the schedule needs to be fucking standardized into you play baseball Tuesday through Sunday, and the entire league has the day off on Monday, and any game that gives you the opportunity where both teams have the day off and you can make up a game if you need to, and it gives every player a day off right after probably a day game, right?
And they don't do that here at all. They have got weird road trips again where you go from Texas to Minnesota and then back to Philadelphia. They've got all sorts. Well, we'll go through it on Sunday.
I've been everywhere,
man. Talking about that. How it's going to be weird and fucked up to not get a day off because you got to go to these things to fix it. We do have a question in here for Wheelo from Bernie Barron. Does Wheelo remember when Pat Hughes was a Brewer broadcaster?
I don't. What was that? The 1940s, 50s? It
was the early 90s.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
you were probably not listening to radio as a young boy.
I was watching the Fuzz Box. I mean, it was always euchre for me on the radio. But I do not remember Pat Hughes. I remember Darren Sutton, Matt Vasgersian. I think Matt Vasgersian's the first guy I remember.
Yeah, and he's also a Chicago. I think he did something for somebody in Chicago. He's the national guy, right?
Yeah, he's
sometimes
on ESPN.
Yeah,
ESPN and TBS now.
And it used to be on MLB The Show before Booger took it over.
There we go. He's on MLB The Network now, doing a baseball betting show where they don't really say anything about anything, which is exactly what the MLB Network is.
So the only other thing I wanted to get to is that's aside from the series is that have people been writing in about which Cubs they think are unvaccinated that aren't going to be making the trip to Toronto this week, because we're about to find out. And I made my guesses, but I said David Bodie's not on the team. 3 to 4 players, according to Ryan Herrera and Jed Hoyer, who is quoting Ryan Herrera is quoting Jed Hoyer. 3 to 4 players will not be going to Toronto, who you would expect to be making the trip. And I told you Bodie, Justin Steele, and Zach McKinstry. I'd like to scratch Bodie from my guess, and I would like to put
is Bodie still on the team? I haven't seen him in a week and a half.
No, he's in the minors on a rehab stint or something.
Okay.
Is Wade Miley back up? Because
No.
I would put him on that list. He looks like a white trash trailer park owner. He owns the whole lot. I mean,
I have in my. I got to look at the DMs. I only have. I think Bernie came in and one other person. And
well, you can't tell me their guesses. I don't want to be influenced. What I'm going to say is Justin Steele.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Zach McKinstry, which was one of my original guesses. I'm dropping Bodie, and I'm coming in hot with Adrian Sampson not making the trip. And I was between Mark Leiter Jr. and Madrigal. I'm going lighter. I'm going lighter. 3 pitchers and McKinstry. So I got Steele, McKinstry, Sampson, and Leiter.
Okay.
As my guys.
Well, everybody has I'm going to give everybody until what time's game time tomorrow?
Well, how about until it's announced? Till we find out.
Okay. I mean,
once we find out.
But know that it is coming very, very, very soon.
Yeah, you got to do it
find
now.
Out.
DM
hit me up in the DMs on Twitter. That's the easiest way for me to do it. I can only find the one, and I don't think it's a very good guess. The guess is that everyone on the team will be vaccinated.
Yep. Yeah.
And then Terry E wrote in much earlier in the show, but it fits here. Do you guys think Ricketts will travel to Toronto? I mean, I get it. It's a lot to pack, the coffin and the native soil and all, but we don't get out of the country every day.
That's hilarious. So, yeah, the Cubs, they've got the Brewers again. We just saw you, and this is one of the dumb things that they do. We should be playing each other basically once a month on the regs, and that's how it should work. Division rivals. If you got to beat the guys in your division, don't play them twice in a week like we're doing right now. That's stupid. We don't like it. It doesn't give us a good taste of where the teams are because they're at different places throughout the season.
And on the flip side, don't start the season and end the season with the same team from your division, meaning you're only going to get to see them like one other time or some shit. Like that's idiotic.
Well, that's how it lines up too. We see them once right in the middle, once at the beginning and once at the end. So you just got shut out by you shut out the Dodgers.
Shut out the Dodgers.
And then you
coming
lost
out hot.
big. And then
lost big. Then we had position players closing out the game. You know, that's just the kind of series it was in LA, baby.
Yeah, we are familiar with this. This happened to us just the other day when Franmil Reyes was dialing it up at 90. At least we've got a DH that throws harder than some of the pitchers.
Our I forget who it was, but a guy that came in set the record for the slowest pitch in Brewers history, a 32-mile-an-hour strike. 32.
Was it like an ephus? Was it like super high in the air and all that shit?
He went underhand. No,
it was a strike because it landed on that little piece of rubber right behind the plate.
Yeah, he Roland Gardner did, or whoever that kid was from the Cubs movie. Yeah.
So here's the thing: is we did the best we could against the Cardinals. We won 2 of those games.
You guys tried your ass off. I mean, besides that last game, I mean, it was kind of competitive, right?
That last game, I don't even know what the fuck Ross was doing with that lineup. That was one of the worst lineups he could have put out there. But,
yeah, it was a real getaway day lineup, and we're just not trying anymore. So they're just doing what it takes to get through the season at this point.
Get away from losing.
You can write as many songs as you want about him, but Marcus Stroman is just not the guy. I mean, it's. I mean, I know fan of the show, but come on.
He hasn't been this year. There was the injury issue. He's shown, glimpses of greatness, which I think he's done throughout his career, which is why he keeps being a sought after pitcher. Yes. But yeah, I mean, if you can slot him back and not call him the ace of the staff and put all this pressure on him, then it could might go better.
Well, but I mean, he's obviously got a thing with the Cardinals. Like I mean, that can get into your head sometimes, and you're just not good against a specific team.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll put up the numbers yet once again. I mean, look at this. It's just ass. Look, just 9 home runs in 143 plate appearances.
The entire team has a 950 OPS.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's just ugly through and
I think
through.
I think you just skip his start going forward. It's just like, all right, we'll skip this game with you, bud.
Yeah, he's got a 0 in there somewhere, and he's still 950.
So I want to bring up one thing about the Brewers, just in general, that we maybe didn't talk about too much. Well, first of all, they have an off day today, so they'll be rested. We won't be. We just played 5 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
And the Brewers will be rested. We won't be. But the Brewers versus left-handed pitchers, which we're throwing 2 left-handed pitchers at the Brewers this weekend in Milwaukee. Look at this. It's a huge discrepancy. The OPS is 100 points apart.
Yeah.
The slugging is just about 100 points apart. OBP is, a little closer, and so is the batting average. But where it really counts, with the power numbers, it is significantly different. 134 home runs. I mean, it's in more plate appearances, probably triple the plate appearances. But 134 home runs against right-handed pitchers versus 37 against lefties. I mean, and here's the Brewers' numbers as a team, like individual players versus lefties. Your best guy is Hunter Renfroe by far with an 850 OPS. But
and he plays fucking football. I just found that out this week. I was looking up Hunter Renfroe, and I found out the motherfucker plays for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wrong Renfroe. But there's a lot of 6s and a few 7s in these OPSs, even a couple of 5s out of somebody like Keston Hura, who normally does a heck of a lot better. So, I mean, what's that about?
It's just what it's been all season, man.
I mean, what the hell, dude?
It's the same.
He went through all that. He's like,
Yeah.
so
What gives?
what's
No,
that about?
what gives? It's been the curse of the Brewers since last year, and then we got Renfro and we got McCutcheon, and we thought that would magically change things against left-handed pitching, and it doesn't. And what do we do at the trade deadline with those stats? Absolutely nothing. And what do we do with Keston Hira? When he gets hot, we send him down because he has options. Then we bring him up and he gets hot, and then we send him down. And now he's hot again, and we have nowhere to put him because we have veterans in front of him. We're making no attempts to be great against left-handed pitching. It's disappointing. I said, does that DH of yours that throws 93, does he throw lefty? Because you'll beat the Brewers. Like,
Unfortunately, I believe he throws with his right hand.
No, he is a right-hander. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I mean,
If he was a lefty, he would be pitching for the Cubs.
we're throwing Steele and Smiley at you, who have both done quite well, especially lately. So, good luck with that.
look at that ego. Good
just
luck
saying.
with that. I'm about to throw you down the bleachers, dude.
Let's look. Can we watch the slow mo one
He's
more
gonna
time?
drop
Yeah.
kick you down the bleachers.
We got to watch the slow mo one more time. And there he goes. Bro.
Oh man.
2, 3 rows down.
Okay, now hit
Dude.
the backward slide whistle right now.
He's wearing the official uniform of Chicagoans too. It's cargo shorts, high socks. I mean, it looks like he lost his shoes at some point.
He looks like a young Mai Tai guy, really, is what he looks like. But here's the one with the slide whistle.
Ah!
Right back into the arms of his friends.
Right into the arms of his friends.
Oh.
It's so wholesome when you do it that direction.
So, so the Brewers, I mean, I don't know. You guys, you're an average team. Like, anyway, we saw that last weekend. The Cubs beat them 2-3. You're just a little better than us in just about every offensive category. You have the better pitching, but the bullpen ERA is barely higher than the Cubs bullpen ERA. I mean, last week it was only the Sox that had separated us, who have also underperformed. So it's, you're not a scary team. The weather doesn't matter because you got that leaky roof. So
Only when you guys come into town.
yeah. Well, at least you'll keep most of the fans dry with
Wait,
that.
doesn't that roof leak even when it's not raining? Like, it just the condensation starts to drip.
Oh, just from the cirrhosis that's collecting up there.
Exactly.
No, we put holes in it, like a little glory hole at the top, and then we get our drunkest people from bars, and they just put their dicks in there and they pee on Cubs fans. That's what that actually is. That's
Is that how that?
yeah.
Is that what that LA reporter was doing before he went down the slide?
Oh man, that guy needs a slide whistle. Dude.
How the fuck? What kind of childhood did this asshole have that he can't go down a slide without breaking his fucking arm?
Well, who should go down the slide from the Cubs staff? Like, I want to see Zaidman go down that slide. Zach
Jason
Zaidman.
Hayward, just end it. Just end it. Jason Hayward.
Man. So, but I will say this, it looks like great tailgating weather. It might rain a little bit on Sunday, but at Friday night, 7:00 game, Saturday, 6:00 game, get out there a few hours early, have a few pops, go on in. It'll be real nice. So like late high 70s. It'll be perfect time. Are those Milwaukee gang signs?
Yeah.
You like pop a beer, drink. Glug. There will be definitely some fights
It's
breaking
the
out.
Milwaukee's best gang versus the Milwaukee's best light gang.
Oh, it's best ice, baby. You gotta go premium.
That's the gang that both
Fully
of the other
leaded,
gangs make
baby.
fun of.
Best ice.
The Lavernes versus the Fonzies. So Justin Steele, the lefty, is going to go up in game one. He's 4-7 at a 3.25 ERA. Freddie Peralta, who we just faced, is 4-3 with a 4.08. Justin Steele, he 2-hit Milwaukee last time, 9 strikeouts.
he's owned them in his 3 starts since the 4th of July. He was bad in a couple starts in April and May against them, but he's done
he's a
quite
different
well.
pitcher. He's
a different pitcher
than the April and May steal. Like,
And I'll put up his stats.
This kid figured some shit out. He's good.
Overall, the Brewers don't do well. 180 batting average, a 497 OPS.
Wait, is he a lefty?
He is a lefty.
Oh, I'm so surprised. These stats.
There's some southpaw stats. Those strikeouts, 37 strikeouts and 125 plate appearances.
Yeah.
That's basically 25% of the time. I was kind of surprised it wasn't higher. And here's the thing, McCutchen, dude, like for a righty, like he's not doing you any good. He's 1 for 12 against him.
I mean, he did start. He was in like an 0 for 45 slump at some point. I think a couple of those games were against the Cubs. So that might be part of it. And he has turned around this year. So that might be a little skewed, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. It hasn't
Is
been.
Andrew McCutchen your best outfielder, even at 75 years old?
I'd say Hunter Renfroe.
The
Followed
football
by
player?
the football player.
Right, but you're gonna lose him in like 2 weeks when he goes to Las Vegas to play football.
That's true. Yeah, he needs to show up. I mean, Gruden signed him to like a $65 million contract. That's what happened there. Yeah, man. It's just here's what I'll say. If anybody likes sports bets on this, when the Brewers go up against a lefty,
Ooh.
take the under in the game. I would
Bet
take the under in this
US.com,
game.
people.
You have a tired Cubs team coming in, and we're up against a lefty pitcher, and Peralta can get it done against you guys. I think he has some decent stats, and he's been pitching well as of late.
2 runs on 4 hits. The last time he pitched at Wrigley, it was 2 runs on 4 hits against the Cubs. The Cubs did win that one when Christian Yelich dropped the ball, if you remember that play.
Oh, I do.
Christian Yelich's balls finally dropped.
Yeah, I wish they would. Yeah,
So
because he's been playing like a baby boy.
So you heard it here. you heard it here first. Take the under of Christian Yelich's balls, and on this game, and you will win money if you go to US Bet. Sign up under Sun Ranto. US Bet. Maybe I thought about this. What if it's Us Bet and not US Bet?
Oh, is it US Bet?
Us
I
Bet.
keep
I think
saying
it's
Bet
Us
US
Bet.
like an
Us
asshole.
Bet, yeah. Like it's
no,
about
maybe
us.
it's Bet US.
It's about us. Us.
Is it Bet US?
One of us is right and one of us is wrong.
Guys,
Yeah,
I just want to say you're
Let's look at our
awesome at
ad.
this. You're really great.
Let's bet on this.
Yeah. Oh, wait, here it is. Bet US. Oh, you're right. But it could be Bet Us.
Bet us. I think it's bet us.
Yeah, Bet Us. Go to Bet Us and sign up under Sun Ranto.
Go to Jerome Bettis and sign up for that. No.
and remember,
Bet on Jerome Bettis.
when you lose, we win.
And I want to say my last bet on this show was that you guys would beat Michaelis, and you did. So the kid knows what he's talking about. So follow along.
Yeah, but
He's all weighed down by that big fucked up mustache.
looks like Mr. Hanky on his lip.
Says the guys who had Arrieta for freaking 7 years. Shut
That
up.
was a handsome beard. Come on.
That was a beard. That was balanced.
Oh,
It's when you get rid of all this part and you just have this part,
Yeah.
your lip starts to pull down and your head rocks forward. It's fucked
has
up.
his trial started yet for his actions on January 6th? Or are we still waiting?
No, he's still waiting to be identified.
Okay.
He was wearing a big American flag around his face, and they couldn't recognize him. So Drew Smiley, another lefty, is going to go up there against the Brewers on Saturday night. He's 5-7 with a 347. He pitched straight last time out. That was the 1-0 game that he got screwed over in that one with no offense from the Cubs. Brandon Woodruff's going out there though for the Brewers. He's 9-3 with a 351. Drew Smiley was in that game with only the 1 homer to Pujols. And
I remember. Yeah, Montgomery, the Bader trade, or as we call him, the master. The
master baiter.
Yeah.
Well, he's not allowed to do that to the Yankees on the Yankees. No masturbating.
masturbation.
Only yanking it.
Only into the
there you go.
only into the cup snake. There you go.
So Drew Smiley only faced the Brewers 1 time. He went 3 innings and was taken out for the injury that sidelined him for part of the year. And then Brandon Woodruff, last time against the Cubs, he was really good. Gave up 2 runs and went 5.2. We did kick his ass in April, but that was April. And my theory is that the only reason that Brewers fans like Brandon Woodruff is because they really like chanting "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh,
Just my feeling on it. So
well, in the masturbator thing, we actually call him Woody. That's we go Woody. Yeah, we just yell Woody into the sky because we're sausage fans at the end of the day. If you really think about it, I mean, it's
the end of the day.
Yeah, end of
It's
the day,
all sausage up
it's
there.
all sausage. It all goes back to it.
yeah, I wouldn't imagine here's the thing, the difference between Brewers fans and Cardinals fans. You guys were probably like too drunk and poor to go to January 6th. You're like, I'm boss. I'm not going down to the Greyhound station. Like
They got my support.
That's
but
the guy
I'm not
drinking-
going over there
That's the guy drinking wine out of a box. Fuck you, Ranto.
with ice.
with ice. I class it up. I class it up with ice. So, but Cardinals fans, you know, they're a little bit more motivated, I would say. You know, they're go-getters. You know,
Have
they
you ever
like a good manicured lawn, wear the khakis.
have you ever been to St. Louis? There's nothing to do. It's
Yeah.
all they
Yeah,
have.
you know,
It's
I
all they
will
have.
say that. I've been to St. Louis and then just went to Milwaukee last year for a game. Milwaukee is a much nicer, more wonderful like place. It really is.
Yeah. So game 3, Adrian Sampson, and maybe because he's pitching in this game, I did have 2 of my unvaccinated pitchers
Ooh.
are pitching here, but that would mean Justin Steele wouldn't make his start, where his next start would be the following Wednesday, possibly in Toronto. But we'll see what happens with this whole thing. But Adrian Sampson, he is pitching in this game, and he is one of my unvaccinated picks. 1-4 with a 4.04 versus Eric Lauer, the lefty, at 9-5 and a 3.44. Adrian Sampson gave up 1 run on 4 hits against Milwaukee through 5.2 back in July. He got his ass kicked by the Cardinals last time he went out there, which we already talked about. We don't need to talk about again. Gave up a lot of hard contact in that game. Hura has a homer off of him, but nobody else has done too much or seen him much. Cubs have seen your pitcher, Eric Lauer, 2 times. Got 4 runs off of him through 10 innings pitched. 1-1, lost 1. Contreras, Gomes, and Velasquez have homers off of him, but the Cubs don't do shit except for a strikeout. They got 36 strikeouts in only 96 at bats, and that's well over a third of the time that they're striking out against Eric Lauer. And then last time he went out there, he shut out the Dodgers. So that was the one win that they had.
That's the Eric Lauer we have on this team. It's night and day. You never know who's going to show up. He's either going to blank you and go 6-7 innings, strike out 9, or he's going to give up, 4 or 5 runs. And that's just who he's been this year. So we'll see.
We will see. And we're going to see on Sunday if we're not hit by a giant meteor.
Do you see what I see?
Do you
Said the
see what
night
I
wind
see?
to the little lamb.
Ooh.
We're starting Cubs carols early because
We are, man. And I like that we both jumped right on that. Only mine was terrible.
we're working on it, Michael. We'll get you singing "Oh Holy Night" by the time.
I
this
thought we
thing's
were going to
over.
do a round there. Where we just kept
Do
it going.
you see what I see?
Do
you see what I see?
We're actually gaining viewers somehow doing this.
A Brewer sweep. That's what I see. A Brewer sweep. That's what's happening. We're coming home, baby.
This show has actually been on the rails for the most part, and we're still singing Christmas carols.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting towards the end. I think we're getting a little punchy at this point. Wouldn't you think?
Well, you started with 45 minutes of Crawly. I mean, come on. It's like
we got my time. This show has been jam packed. It really has. Yeah,
It really, man, you get so much bang for your buck
Yeah.
Pay it for the Patreon. This is what you're paying for, you know?
Yeah, you've got to. Patreon.com/sunranto. You got to pay for this shit. Otherwise, we're just going to give it away for free like assholes. You don't want us to look like assholes, do you? Pay for it, goddammit.
Otherwise, we have to entice you to lose money betting on things.
Yeah. We have to do fucked up, unethical things like people have to do for money.
When you lose, we win. Yeah.
Do things like go to college and take out loans just for the money.
Pay for this Patreon video of Danny doing AC-doocy at a nursing home, you know? Like,
You mean the last series with the Cardinals? That was pretty much a nursing home out there. Watching Pujols and his extra speed that they say he has now since the All-Star break. He hit a double somehow. I think it was because they didn't think he was going to keep running.
it's
Yeah,
insane.
I think so too. I think they like threw it into third and like nobody was watching him.
And he's slow, but Yadier Molina makes him look like Usain Bolt. Like,
I know.
Yeah, Yadier Molina is so slow. He's actually still in Chicago, even though the flight already took off. Yeah, he's down watching his basketball team in Puerto Rico now. So September 24th, we've got the Bleacher Bum Band playing Hop Fest out in Riverside, Illinois. Come check that out. No, sorry, Hop Stop. Hop Stop is the name of it. I don't know. Bet US Bet, Hop Stop, Stop Hop. I don't know.
Sock hop.
Sock
Yeah.
Hop. Look,
Down at the old sock hop at the high school tonight. The Bleacher Bum Band.
Get out your saddle shoes.
Poodle skirts and greasy hair.
So, we're playing that. And also, I think October 1st, we're going to do another party at Nisei Lounge. So that's the last weekend of the season at Wrigley. Come on out. Let's do it together. We'll all go down together. And
Ooh, that sounded hot.
yeah, I knew you were going to say something. I can see your eyes light up.
We're all going to go to the Nisei Lounge and go down together.
The Ranter is now turning into the Cubs are so bad, we're just going to become a swingers group. Now the show's off the rail. There's a cute dog on the show.
mean,
For those listening to the podcast right now, there's a schnauzer on the camera right now, and she's very cute.
Schnauzer.
Who is this, Eric?
Oh, this is Bartman.
What? The fuck, dude? Get off this show. Just kidding. We call him the GOAT.
He doesn't drop any balls because I cut him off. All right, there we go.
Poor guy. No wonder he's acting so. I guess docile towards you. So, last thing I want to say is check out the Mike. For those of you on Facebook, Mike Leonard condolences jersey had a couple of deaths this week. Yeah, it sucks. 2 the same day actually, and it really sucks.
I never go on Facebook, so I miss that shit. But I'll jump on there.
So jump on there if you want to help out. We're gonna do something for everybody, and the rest will go to charity. We'll give a little memento of their life, and just let them know that they belong to a bigger family called the Ranchers. And so just check it out. It's on Facebook. Mike Leonard condolences jersey. Look it up. There's an explanation why it's called something weird like that on there. I guarantee you it's a very rant-terrific story why this happened. But it's very sad. But, that's why we come together. We're a family. We're a Cubs family, and we like to do stuff for each other. So look on there. And if you want to give Danny/Rocket with 2 T's on Venmo, and sunranto@gmail.com on PayPal. Try to send friends and family, and make sure that everybody will know like who gave and all that stuff. And we'll do nice things for charity and that person and all that.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Michael. You going to say something?
No, it's nothing.
You're like, I had something hilarious to follow that up with.
I was
Hilarity with charity. There you go.
Well,
I was gonna try and make fun of Wheelo, but I had enough time to realize it was shitty.
Oh,
It
come
was
on.
not it wasn't gonna be good anyway, so fuck it.
So I've got one TFC left, just one, but it's like a multi-parter, so I'll go first here. And
You're the only one. I only had the one that I
okay, it's
showed
already out
to
there.
Mai Tai earlier.
It's kind of a four-parter in a way. So, so this has to do with the Cubs having a pre-game ceremony planned on Thursday today for Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina before their final career game at Wrigley Field. And this was the tweet that Cubs Talk NBCS Cubs put out. And somebody responded. Casey Ignarski said, they going to show this pic in the Yachty tribute, and it's the pic of him with the ball stuck to his chest.
Ball stuck to his chest. You know what, though? Honestly, if they would have done that, I would have been all in for it. If they get him up front and they give him their number off the scoreboard, but then on the fucking big board, it's like every shitty play that they ever had at Wrigley, I would have fucking loved.
Yeah,
that.
just
I
like
think that would have been wonderful.
Him not running out a double off the wall, him with the sticky chest, him acting like a baby and arguing with umpires on balls right over the plate.
Every time they got hit by pitch.
Yeah, just crying. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So then another response to this, though, which took the opposite take, which was from D. Paul, a bunch of numbers, said, glad they're doing this. And of course, it's the wrong there. It's the THEIR. and like clockwork, D. Paul. Oh, there he is again. One of those January 6th sunglasses guys. Yet once again. Then they just all look like that. They don't know how to spell there. They've got a beard of a certain length.
Well,
they're always by a lake. There's a grill in the background. Like, he's got everything going. And of course, he's wearing cardinal red.
And you know what else he can't spell? Vetter. If you look at his shirt, it says VETTER. Everybody knows it's VEDDER, you dumb fucker.
Yeah, Jeremy spoke in class today, jerk. So, yeah, that's my...
We're pedantic assholes.
Yeah, so there's my TFC, and I guess, and you don't have one, or you had one, now you don't. So let's give away a postcard. I'm still actually have to order these postcards, to be honest, but they are coming. And once again,
don't worry,
chance.
Joe Biden will forgive your debt. It'll be fine.
Hashtag chance in the chat if you would like to try to win a postcard sent to you by me. It says there's only 7 entries, but that's never really the case, is it?
Anybody but David Elliott, and I'm fine with it.
Literally, if there's only 7 entries, that's all.
Nope, 9. Oh yeah, maybe everybody. Now there's 9. They're coming in hot. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's more than 9. Joseph Stanings is
that's
winner.
That's a new one.
Is it?
I don't know, Joseph. Have you ever?
I believe I think he won before. Maybe not.
I don't think he has. That's a new name. Welcome, Joseph.
Yeah. Well, Joseph's a Patreon supporter, I believe, and is.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. There are 110 of them. It's hard to keep track.
See those. Oh. God, now I feel like an asshole.
Well, good. That's why I pointed it out. So you can say that and redeem yourself, Cotton.
I'm like, oh, he's brand new. Danny's like, we never met. Us money for a long time. He's a really nice guy.
No, we never met. It's like since we've been throwing the events, like since the pandemic ruined everything, like he's since then. So, since you've been hanging out anyway,
Thank you so much, Joseph. We will send you a postcard.
Yep, absolutely, because you won one fair and square.
Only because you won, though. Really,
Danny. If they live close enough, do you just drop them off, or?
No,
just mailman them? Yeah,
no. With the ankle bracelet, there's only certain places I can go. That's why I live close to Wrigley. You know what I mean? I can't go by the schools, and
regular Blagojevich over here.
Yeah, I can go by the lake, but I got to take a certain route. Yeah, it's a thing. Never mind about that. So I won't be going to Milwaukee, unfortunately, to join the tailgate. Not till next year. It's sometime in July. So All right, well, Spagog, everybody, and it's going to be a fun series. I mean, Cubs and Brewers have been playing good games together. I think it'll be fun to watch.
It takes a 5-game series against the Cardinals to actually welcome a 3-game series against the Brewers. Like after that horrific bullshit, like dealing with those assholes, like you're like, oh, the Brewers really aren't all that bad.
See, we come around, you know.
See.
So, Eric, plug your shit again. I know you got some shows coming up in San Diego.
I got a big one that I just put on the books here. It's going to be October 14th, and it's a charity bowling classic with Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is sponsored by Drink Wisconsin, I believe, and Miller High Life, the official beer of alcoholics in Wisconsin. And Bobby's going to be bowling against Drink Wisconsin, his accountant. And I'm going to be doing the color commentary along with a play-by-play guy that used to do a show back in the 70s called Bowling with the Champ. So they're going to play three games.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do this, but at a bowling event in Wisconsin with Bobby Portis, the forward for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah.
And what's great is you said it's in October. Good chance that'll be picked up by Marquee.
There we go.
You're gonna be on Cubs TV, my friend.
October 14th. But the proceeds go to the Bobby Portis Foundation. You can find the link to that on my website if you're in Wisconsin.
That's awesome. So you'll be back in the area. We'll definitely have to come up and check that out. October 14th. I actually think I'm in Cincinnati that weekend. Damn it. Otherwise, I would definitely come up. But if you're around, like, and if you're, I know a lot of our people that watch and listen to our show, they're up in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin or up north, and it's not too far to get up there. So that sounds like a lot of fun. And then you got some shows in September in San Diego. If anybody's out in California, right? It's 6th, 7th.
The 7th, 8th, and 9th in San Diego. And then you can find those on my website too. But.
Yeah. WeLoco.com. WIELOCO.com. Check it out.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Always a pleasure. If you're around Sunday night, we'd love to have you back to recap these 3 games. And
we'll sweep.
I mean,
come on.
Yeah, we play it too tough. Like, we got lefties going. Come on. All right. Well, you know what song I'm going to play. It's going to be No Fighting the Bleachers because, hey, no fighting in the bleachers. Spagog.
All right.
Spagog.
There's no fighting in the bleachers. There's no fighting in the bleachers.
There is no fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. So take that shit outside. There is no fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. So take that shit outside. Don't do the wave at Wrigley. Don't act a drunken fool. Don't get up between innings. Follow this simple rule. No fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. So take that shit outside. There is no fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. So take that shit outside. Please never start a cup snake if the game's close or tied. Don't make them with runners on in the top of the 9th. No fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. fighting outside. There is no fighting in the bleachers. What did your mama teach you? There is no fighting in the bleachers. So take that shit outside. Oh man, no fun.